users kind of expect these next few months?
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's going on? I mean, honestly, dude, it's been like a month since I was there with you guys in
Yeah.
Orlando. But since then, bro, it's been a freaking whirlwind, man. Like we're working on some crazy stuff with Meta, which is Facebook, right? They're the owner of Oculus and kind of all these new headsets that are coming out and stuff. You can Google a little bit about what's actually coming out. But also, we're working with TikTok, which is ByteDance. They have a VR headset that's coming out, and so I'm just excited, man. It's gonna be a pretty crazy few months, man. But like, imagine being able to like tap into your entire TikTok follower base and actually hang out with them in VR. So that's what we're working on, man. And we're actually wanting to do a movie night with all you guys. And so ultimately, we want to be able to get as many of the Shanaki fam followers in VR together, so we can all like legit have a movie night together. We'll watch. I don't know. We'll figure out what movie. We'll vote on a movie. Maybe we'll release a link and then we'll have all you guys vote on what movie to watch. But it'll be really fun to actually like hang out with everyone together in the metaverse. And so that's the hope in the next probably like couple of months. So our team is working super hard behind the scenes. We have a team of 30 people who are coding like crazy to try to get this product out so that all of us can hang out together in the metaverse. And so it's gonna be super fun, man. I'm really excited about it.
Dude, I've had, believe it or not, I've had so many people that have been supporters of me, like been wanting to do like movie nights with me, bro. Like,
yeah,
so sick. And we're just like watching the movie together. Like the whole family watching the movie. I think that's so sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. Okay. Go ahead.
We're stoked for, and I think this is definitely this. See, first off, if you guys aren't following Renji, you guys go follow him. But something that Renji and his team are working on, which I'm super excited for, and I know that people that have been following me for a while kind of have got to go to this is concerts in the metaverse. I think that's going to be a game changer. Like being able to like host a concert in space or like in a virtual reality house that we like can build in New York. Like I feel like that's going to be next level, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. So we actually have a couple of different music artists who actually own virtual land in Immerse that they're building concert venues in. It's gonna be crazy. So imagine, you purchase the new Apple headset next April or March or whenever that comes out, and actually putting on the Apple headset. Which, by the way, if you go to Google and type in Apple VR headset, it's this thin, sleek device that looks freaking awesome. Super high resolution. It's gonna be really, really fun. But anyway, so imagine putting that on and then going to one of these concert venues and Matt is performing and you get to hang out as if you were there with that and in the comfort of your own home. It's almost like what Netflix did to the movie theater world, where it's like you can have movies just right at your fingertips. Likewise, imagine being able to have a concert experience where you actually feel like you're there. It's mind blowing. So we're actually going to be doing something that's actually pretty crazy. We're going to be brainstorming through figuring out a way to actually build a Shanaki Town in virtual Manhattan, where think about like Disney World, but for like all you guys, where essentially if a lot of the followers and people who essentially have been following you guys' story ultimately buy plots of land that are all right next to each other, and it becomes like kind of like a Chinatown, but more like a maybe Shanaki Town or something, whatever you want to call it. But ultimately, and you guys own properties there as well, and you're building concert venues, you're building I don't know, just movie theater experiences, you're building I don't know, just a way to maybe even like a theme park or something. I know there's some users who want to be able to build whenever we release some virtual Hawaii plots of land, they want to build like a Jurassic Park experience in there too, man. So you can make whatever experiences you want. It's gonna be like really, really exciting, man. So imagine like even just other people who are in our metaverse for other reasons kind of just walking across you guys stuff and be like, what the heck is this? And they kind of come across Shanaki Town and they be able to like meet all you guys and get to meet all the followers and get to learn about the positivity that you guys bring to the real world. So it's like a real life version of Monopoly. I mean, I guess you call it Monopoly. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting. So stay tuned. Someone said, can we build Jurassic Park? Yeah, we can. Stay tuned. We're going to be releasing more information in the next couple of months about how all you guys can take part in helping kind of build Shanaki Town, and really you guys having part ownership in those things, right? Where you guys all own plots of land together near each other and be able to build. And we're actually working with a couple of external companies who are going to help you guys build these things. So it's not like you have to sit here and click and drag and drop whatever. It's you verbally express what you want them to build and they will build it for you guys to make it look like a beautiful environment. So I'm really excited about that.
That's so sick. And I think like, I know like people watching the house, like I think they know who you are, but like I want to be the first to say like this time, guys, like I know Renji is like, he's like the CEO, he's running a freaking awesome company, but like more importantly, like I want people to know on the side, like Renji's just a good dude, guys. Like he's just a guy, like you guys probably follow Gary, like people like that in the business world. they give motivational stuff, and Renji does all that. But more importantly, just like his heart is big. Like he's just got a big heart for faith, for people, and what he's building at Immerse is super special. So I've had the privilege of being friends with him for a long time, and you guys, I hope that you guys can build a great relationship with him. You guys can go follow him on his Instagram right now. Drive up his followers, man. We're trying to push him, man. He deserves it all. He deserves the world. So
I appreciate it, bro.
give him a follow, and we'll definitely keep y'all tuned with the whole metaverse stuff. It's gonna be
Yeah,
super.
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, I also want to, you and I did not get to do this. I did this with a couple of the other guys on their lives, but I got to ask them about their story. I wanted to hear your story, bro, and get deeper with you, man. This is the first time we're actually going live and talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro. Of course. Dang, that's a long conversation.
Well, I don't, like, for example, I don't know where you were born. I don't know much about your younger brother. I don't know much about your situation, period. So I just start from the beginning, and we got what I got 20 minutes, man, is what I got. So
We're chilling. Yeah. So I was born in Jacksonville. Currently 21 years old. I'm Matt. I'm just kidding. I got 2 younger brothers, mom and dad. Mom and dad live in Jacksonville, Florida. All the boys are out of college now. My brother goes to FSU. I go to UCF, and my little brother goes to Valdosta State University. So, yeah, dude, we're all out of college, empty nesters. But
wait, hold up, Valdosta in Georgia?
Yeah, in Georgia. Yeah, we just.
Oh, wow.
Been insane. But yeah, I mean, like, I think growing up, like, my story kind of begins, like, I grew up in the church. Like, I think faith was a big, still is a big, just, like, part of my journey. And I was very fortunate to just have great parents that kind of pushed me in the right direction and kind of helped me discover more about Jesus and more about who I am as a person. So I grew up in the church, grew up playing sports my whole life. I was a big baseball player. Gosh, played baseball for started in T-ball and just fell in love with it.
Wow.
Played football in middle school, high school, and all that. A big part of my story also was my freshman year of high school. So once I got a freshman year of high school, that was actually when my mom was first diagnosed with her first cancer, which was Hodgkin's lymphoma. So that was stage 4 cancer, and it was kind of one of those moments. It was like I had a peace that she was gonna be all right, but like I was also just like super scared as a freshman and stuff like that. So like I went through this like season where I was like kind of up and down with God, man. I was just like trying to figure it out, and my sophomore year of high school is when God just kind of like wrecked my life, bro. Like literally, like I was heading to baseball practice one day in my 2006 Chevy Trailblazer. Oh man, I ended up just dozing off the wheel. Like I was just super tired that morning. I ended up just dozing off. Long story short, I ended up hitting the highway and my car flipped 4 times. Like,
dang.
Bro, like this thing was total. Like I should not have been alive. Like that accident was like there was no.
Wait, you were how old?
I was a sophomore in high school, so
like 16.
16 or something like that, man. And I was heading to practice. Got to the doctor's office. Well, actually, after I was sitting there, and my car was flipped up, not upside down, right side up. Thank the Lord, but it flipped 4 times. My phone was a mile down the road. Here's the crazy part: my phone was a mile down the road. My was a mile down that way. My dad finally found it, but in that moment, I was sitting in the car and I looked to my right, and the only thing left was this little prayer journal that I had started when my mom was first diagnosed with cancer, and I kept writing it down since freshman year. And it's kind of that reminder that, like, hey, listen, like, I'm still here. Like, I know, like, you've been up and down with me, but, like, I'm still here. And, dude, praise God, like, there was not a scratch on my body. Car is totaled. We had to, like, just get rid of it. All the windows cracked, not a scratch on my body, bro. So that was, like, just a part of my story where, like, God just kind of, like, wrecked my life. It was crazy. Then junior year, my mom beats cancer. Praise God, man. And I end up really getting into baseball. Started getting a lot of offers to play college baseball.
Wow.
Ended up just going to UCF because I wanted to go to a big school. Walked on, didn't make the team, got cut.
Dang.
Down country music, dude. It was crazy. Down country music, and at the same time, I was starting to get integrated with the Shanaki family, so it just kind of all worked out, bro. And my story's still going on today, but that's a little synopsis. And as you know, and a lot of people know, like that story is still continuing with my mom now. She's type of cancer. She got pancreatic cancer, which we're just continuing to pray for, man. And I know that's going to be a huge part of my story. God's will be done, man, and we're just going to continue.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I know that's a lot and all in one moment, but that's a little.
It wasn't that much. You only went for 4 minutes, man. That wasn't that long.
Oh,
You're only 20% of the way there. Here's a question. So, where did like your parents grow up? Were they also growing up in Jacksonville before you were born?
so my dad was born in Miami. The not so good part of my mom was born in Jacksonville.
Okay. Oh, by the way, it's a little. You keep cutting in and out because of the music in the background. I don't know if that. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's better.
But yeah, my dad was born in Miami. Mom was born in Jacksonville. They ended up meeting in college at University of North Florida in Jacksonville, and yeah, the rest is history, dude.
Wow, that's crazy. Wait, so how old were they when you were? Because you're the oldest, right? So how old were they when you were born?
I think my mom had 29. I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Wow. So she's young, dude. Like you're young. Both of y'all young, bro. But dang,
Yeah.
man. Did they have siblings? You said what?
I said it's crazy to think that all my brothers are in college now too, man. We're just
wait. So you guys are all 2 years apart each?
yeah, 2 years apart.
Gotcha. Wow. Wait. So I guess are your cousins, like your parents, siblings, all that? Are they also in Florida?
Most of them are in Florida. I have some family in California.
Oh, that's right.
I think that's it. Just California and Florida.
Yeah, all the beach areas, right? Yeah. I mean, I guess like obviously like your mom getting cancer rocked you. What age were you when you found out? Was it right around 16 also?
Yeah, I think I was 15 years old when I found out.
Yeah, and I guess like for you, I guess how is that kind of tied into your faith journey? Obviously, you getting rocked by like physically rocked, like
Really great.
rotated. Yeah, obviously that's huge. But what about even just the mom side of things too?
Like how did it affect my mom?
No, how did it affect your faith and I guess your family's faith in
Oh, yeah.
general?
I think like I think it was more like obviously like I grew up in the church and stuff, and so I kind of always had that faith. But like when high school hit and when all that happened, like it was kind of like an awakening. Like, oh, like what am I truly living for? Like why am I here? Like and when like the whole thing with my mom and the wreck kind of happened, it was kind of like this awakening where it's like I'm not done with you yet. Like I have big plans for you. And it was just kind of like a message that like I know my purpose in life. I know who I am, and just it's about like just sharing the word and stuff like that. So I think like the best way to put it is that my faith kind of elevated from there, just through those moments, and it was kind of a cool thing to see.
Well, what about with your brothers as well? Like, are they believers also, or?
Yeah, my whole family's believers, and I think that they went through kind of the same thing. Obviously, they didn't get wrecked, but like they like I think we all just kind of it all kind of elevated our faith, man. And I think that like obviously me with the wreck, like me want to share more, like with my family and in my friends and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just cool to see. I can't really describe it, dude. I can't really describe faith. I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
And so
family's all believers, and yeah, I think like my brother once college hit kind of elevated too. Like I feel like there's moments where you kind of elevate and then like you kind of go down, stuff like that, like hills and valleys, man. But that was
yeah.
it.
Dang, dude. I guess what would you say is your kind of your life verse, right? Something that like you really clung to out of all scripture.
Yeah, so my favorite is Ephesians 3 17 through 18, but I'll give you kind of the synopsis of it. It's because it's what I wrote down in my journal when I was in the wreck. I looked down at verse. It says, "How deep, how wide, and how high is the love of God." And like it's cool to know like the vastness of Jesus' love. I think that's really cool. So that's one of my Nick Pett said Ephesians 3:16 through 8.
Yeah.
Paul's talking to the church of Ephesians, how deep, how wide, how high.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's very close to one of my favorite verses in I think it's Psalm 103 verse I think 11. It talks about how as far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our transgressions from us.
love it.
As high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is his steadfast love towards those who fear him, dude. Just even thinking about how like, dude, there's 8 billion people on this planet. The fact that it blows my mind that God has a relationship with each individual, and not even just during this timeline where there's 8 billion people who are alive today, but even all of those millennia past. The fact that the Lord has relationships with all of them. Like, how do you scale relationships like that, man? Like, how do you love that many people?
Amen. Loves us all.
Yeah, yeah, man. Well,
Crazy.
dude, yeah, I'm thankful that you're able to share that, dude, and I'm grateful that you actually share that publicly because I know a lot of
Of
people that can be very personal real quick, and
course,
it's not something that they want to share.
of course, man.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
got.
know.
We do we have time to hear your story? Or is that another?
Yeah, we got 10 minutes. I can share a little bit. Yeah,
Dude,
I'll give you a high level. Yeah, so my parents they moved to the U.S. from India. Um, Renji, you're a live king recently. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, we my parents moved to Atlanta, or sorry, not Atlanta, to New York about 40 years ago. That's where my sisters and I were born, and then left New York and moved to the suburbs of Atlanta because New York was real rough. Like my parents, they didn't have um, none of their college degrees from India translated back then because there was no internet. There was no like way to prove whether or not something was a legit degree or not. And so this is like the late 70s, early 80s. And so um, ended up moving to the suburbs of Atlanta when I was 8 with my family, and like because it was just less expensive. My parents had some pretty low-paying jobs in New York just because they didn't have college degrees at the time, and so my mom was working full time as like a certified nursing assistant while trying to get her degree again in nursing to become a nurse. And then once we moved to Atlanta, she finally got her nursing degree. I think she actually got a nursing job in New York at the end of her degree. But yeah, it was just a very rough situation where New York expenses are super high. Obviously, hourly paying jobs just don't pay very much. And then they have 3 kids. My mom's doing yeah, full time school, full time work, raising 3 kids, cooking, cleaning, all of that. My dad working all the typical, convenience store jobs or cab driver, all those different types of things.
yeah.
Just because it was difficult to get any sort of job that would even affirm the fact that he had a degree. And so ended up moving to Atlanta because it was just less expensive. And yeah, I grew up there. I mean, Atlanta is very different from New York because New York is very diverse, but the suburbs of Georgia definitely not diverse. It was definitely just Renji and a bunch of white people everywhere, and it was definitely a different experience. But then I moved into the city for college. I went to Emory for undergrad, and then Georgia Tech for grad school. But I became a believer actually my first year at Emory. I knew that for me, like kind of most of my life, my mom would bring me to church here and there, and I just wasn't really into it. I didn't really. I think it just felt like kind of this religious sort of thing, as opposed to people actually having a true relationship with God. And so I remember growing up most of my life thinking that I was saved just based off of my good works. I grew up assuming that if I'm a good enough person, I could earn my way to heaven. And most people think those things, right? Most people think that most people believe in like karma or whatever, right? Like, and it's like if we live by karma, I mean, none of us deserve heaven. So, anyways, by the time I was, I think, yeah, like 18, I was working a part-time job while starting my undergrad. And I was working part time because my scholarship didn't cover for living expenses, only covered for tuition. And so started working as a laptop salesperson at Office Depot. And one of my coworkers on his first day of work, probably about 6 months after I started there, it was his first day of work. On his first day, he asked me, "Yo, dude, your last name looks familiar. I think I might have met like one of your siblings or something at a Bible study. Are you a Christian also?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I was born a Christian, so." And his mind's like, "What do you mean born a Christian? It's weird." Because obviously you have to take an actual like intentional decision and choice to believe in God, right? As opposed to just thinking that you're, genetically or, biologically a Christian. That's not a thing. And so I was just like, man, this is our first conversation. How are you going to tell me I'm not a Christian? Because you're just like, that's just not what Christians are. You're not born a Christian. And it was just really weird because I knew that if anyone else were to say something like that, I knew that would be kind of a jerk thing to say. But for him, because I knew he was kind of like almost like an older, loving brother in the faith that was kind of concerned for me, and like he said it with a very heartfelt tone and passion. I knew that him saying that I wasn't Christian wasn't out of being spiteful or trying to be a jerk or anything. He was just saying it like it was. And so he kept constantly inviting me to his Bible studies for the following 6 weeks. And he was just like, dude, you call yourself a Christian, just come one time. So I was like, all right, fine. I came to the Bible study that one time, and we opened up Hebrews, and we started going through Hebrews. And I remember the first time reading, that was the first time I started reading the Bible on my own for myself. And as soon as I started reading it, I was immediately convicted of my own, I guess, Pharisaical, hypocritical self-righteousness, thinking I could earn my way to heaven. And as soon as I opened up scripture, I knew that these were the words of life. And I was just like, dude, what else am I going to do? Like, am I just going to ignore the fact that this is real? Am I just going to live my life the way that I want to? Like, if either this is real or it's not, and I know this is real, so that means it has actual implications on reality and thus my life. And so from then on, dude, like I just remember just like tears flowing from my face, and me just like knowing like I have nowhere else I can go. I need to submit my life to God. And so from then on, I mean, I was 19 years old. From then on, devoted my life to the Lord, and yeah, I mean, attended a church in Atlanta that was awesome. It was called Blueprint Church, and yeah, I mean, I guess 5 years later, started this startup and started moving around the U.S. Ended up in Austin, Texas, because that's just where a lot of tech startups are. And it's been really cool to be a Christian in the tech space. Honestly, it's very taboo. Most people in the tech space are anti-Christian. They think if you're Christian, that means you're stupid. What's funny is like we actually have a few believers here at Immersed who are super brilliant, and it like throws people off who are not Christians because like, wait, how are you smart and you believe in God? How does that make any sense? And it's just because they're almost like they're like they think they're too smart to believe that there's such thing as a God. And at the end of the day, like whenever we're able to kind of just live our life out, obviously do a great job at our work and like you know work to the fullest extent in regards to excellence, but also live a life that's submitted to God. One thing I've noticed is like the crazy brilliant people, they look around the world and they're like, this can't be just coincidence. This can't just be luck. There has to be some level of intelligent design. And like even guys like Elon Musk, there's a famous clip online where he says, he's like, I mean, there's got to be some explanation for all this type of stuff, that which you might call God or something. And so the idea is he's open to the idea that this is not just a big bang that just so happened to have all the perfect steps to evolve to what it is today. It's not by chance, but instead that there was intelligent design. And so and in our case, obviously, like at the end of the day, we believe that Jesus is the one who created the universe, right? Like God the Father in heaven, and like we believe in a triune God, and that the scriptures are not just a random religious text, but instead it's historical documents, right, that actually talk about history. So at the end of the day, like being a believer in the tech world has actually been a pretty awesome advantage because people on our team actually have depth, right? They have actual relationship. It actually attracts a lot of people in the tech world who they feel like they're missing that. And I feel like God has actually like intrinsically created us to really desire relationship. And whether or not you're a hardcore atheist tech bro or something, like at the end of the day, you really desire a relationship too. And so it's been really cool to kind of be able to appeal to that type of audience. But yeah, bro, that's kind of the story, and that's kind of what we're in.
Love it, dude. I love it, dude. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I heard that from Elon too, man. And I think that you nailed it. Like the tech world's kind of, I think you nailed it on your head. Like they're just too smart to believe in that, man. And it's cool to see like guys like you, guys like Renji that are doing it out. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Make sure you go follow.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, bro. Dude, I can't wait to see you soon, man. Hopefully I'll see you in the next couple of weeks. I might have a surprise for you. We'll see.
You guys surprised?
Yeah, maybe. I'll find out in the next 24 hours. I might have a surprise for you. I think it's gonna happen. So just pretend I said nothing.
All right.
So
Bro.
awesome, bro. All right, love you, man. I'll talk to you soon, bro.